The inverted arch filling shall be done by trestle platform to solve the transportation problems inside the tunnel, and the platform shall be constructed entirely in one time. After the completion of the inverted arch, the waterproof boards shall be laid manually with a multifunctional working platform. After the reinforcement binding, secondary lining shall be carried out by using the hydraulic monolithic lining jumbo. The arch wall shall be poured entirely in one time. Concrete shall be centrally mixed at the mixing plant outside the tunnel, transported into the tunnel by the concrete mixer truck, and pumped into the formwork. Through animation, we know that secondary lining is an engineering measure to ensure the stability and durability of the tunnel in its service life and to serve as a safety reserve and the last line of defense for tunnel construction. Currently, composite lining is usually adopted for tunnel support, which consists of primary support and secondary lining. The primary support helps the surrounding rocks to achieve preliminary stability during construction. The secondary lining is to serve as a safety reserve or bear the pressure of surrounding rocks in the later stages. Now, we will explain the construction process and rules of secondary lining. Construction process of secondary lining. Inverted arch excavation, inverted arch reinforcement binding, inverted arch formwork installation and concreting pouring, arch wall reinforcement binding, arch wall formwork installation, arch wall concrete pouring, arch back grouting, formwork removal and concrete maintenance. Let's learn about inverted arch excavation first. Surveying and setting out to determine the excavation depth and length. In terms of surrounding rock grade, the excavation length is generally 312 m. Excavation shall be carried out with excavators under the help of workers. If blasting is required, explosive charge shall be strictly controlled, and protective measures shall be taken for vent pipes and wire. After excavation, temporary inverted arch trestle shall be installed to restore road traffic. The base shall be cleared in time, and primary support shall be completed. Secondly, inverted arch reinforcement shall be bound. Reinforcement shall be fabricated at the processing yard outside the tunnel and transported to the site for binding. During binding, the reinforcement spacing shall be controlled by positioning frame to ensure that it meets the design requirements. The overlapping reinforcement for the arch wall shall be reserved with sufficient overlapping length, and the joints shall be staggered. After completing the above steps, the inverted arch formwork installation and concreting pouring can be carried out. Water stops shall be installed at the junction of the inverted arch end and the side wall, and sufficient overlapping length shall be reserved. Arc formwork shall be installed at the junction of side walls for the inverted arch to ensure that the pouring arc of the inverted arch meets the design requirements. The inverted arch shall be poured and formed at one time. After its concrete strength reaches 70% of the design strength, the concrete construction of the inverted arch filling layer shall be completed. Then, arch wall reinforcement binding. After tunnel convergence is basically stable, secondary lining shall be started. The surveyor shall set out to determine reinforcement binding area and reserve chamber position, and install inside and outside main reinforcements and longitudinal connecting reinforcements to ensure that the thickness of 2 layers of reinforcement meets the design requirements. Each node of transverse reinforcements and longitudinal reinforcements must be bound, and the quality of reinforcement welds and the thickness of concrete protective layer shall meet the design specifications. After completion and acceptance of reinforcement installation, the arch wall formwork shall be installed. Arrange the track of secondary lining formwork jumbo according to the tunnel center line and elevation. After the jumbo is in place, check again whether the width, elevation and lining thickness of its center and both sides meet the design specifications. After completion and acceptance of formwork installation, The arch wall concrete shall be poured. Concrete shall be centrally mixed, transported by tanker, and pumped into the formwork by delivery pump. Lining concrete pouring shall be carried out in sections. During concrete pouring, the free fall height should not exceed 2 m. The concrete shall be poured symmetrically, on both sides simultaneously or alternately, to prevent errors caused by unsymmetrical loading of unset concrete to the arch formwork. The concrete shall be poured in layers, the thickness of which shall be determined according to the mixing capacity, transportation conditions, pouring speed, tamping capacity, etc. Generally 30 centimeters. Vibration shall be tamped to make the lining have good impermeability and waterproofing performance. Especially, the construction joints shall be well treated. Arch back grouting. For model building concrete construction, due to the influence of uncompacted over-excavation and backfill and concrete slump, there is often a gap between the lining back and the waterproof board or spray layer, which is not closely attached. It is evident within certain scope of the crown back. Therefore, in most cases, grouting shall be performed to make it closely attached, to improve the stress working state of the lining structure. Finally, formwork removal and concrete maintenance shall be carried out. The concrete can be removed from the jumbo after its strength meets the design requirements. In general, watering and curing shall be started 10 to 20 hours after the lining concrete is poured. When ordinary Portland cement is used, continuous curing shall be generally carried out for 7 to 14 days. When concrete is poured in winter in severe cold areas, cold-proof measures shall be taken to prevent freezing damage to lining. That's all for this lesson. Let's make a summary. The secondary lining is constructed with model building concrete. It can serve as a safety reserve or bear the pressure of surrounding rocks in the later stages, and the last line of defense for waterproof layer. During concrete pouring, we should pay attention to the following points. First of all, vibration shall be tamped to make the lining have good impermeability performance. Especially, the construction joints shall be well treated. Secondly, the concrete shall be poured symmetrically during integral molding to prevent the errors of lining size caused by unsymmetrical loading of unset concrete to the arch formwork. In addition, if continuous grouting cannot be carried out for some reason, joints shall be treated as per the regulations. Finally, the positions of the construction joints for lining by sections shall be considered in combination with the design settlement joints and expansion joints so that they can be reasonably determined. In the spirit of being responsible for people's lives and properties, we should be conscientious and responsible in our work, brave to explore, pursue excellence, and strictly control the construction quality of the tunnel.